Do you ever have well-intentioned plans to shop that quickly descend into overspending, buying more than you actually want, need, or have space for, and strong feelings of regret? Me too. And I'm pretty sure we're not alone. For so many of us, we shop and we mean well, but sometimes life does its thing and we veer off to the left when we meant to turn right. Intense emotions, lack of planning, influence and temptation pull us in all kind of directions that we may not even be aware of. So I'm here to share 10 sneaky shopping mistakes we often make while clothes shopping that are costing you way more than you think, as well as how to fix them. There's a pretty high chance that shopping while you're having a bad day, feeling acute levels of stress, or even feeling bored will likely result in unintentionally buying the next shiny new object that comes into sight. Even if we have a game plan, which goes without saying, with a shopping list, earmarked places to look, and an amount we're willing to spend, it's these types of impulse purchases that can derail things, acting as a distraction from being in this emotionally charged state. To help with this, try to identify the emotional or situational triggers that lead to these types of purchases. Tempted by a marketing email? Consider unsubscribing. Feeling bored? What's another more helpful way you can seek comfort? Stressed out with work? Shop at a time that's not directly after a long work day. You get the idea. If this type of pattern runs a bit deeper for you, then please know you're not alone and there's professional guidance out there I encourage you to seek. But if not, the idea is to try and avoid shopping when you're feeling emotionally vulnerable, which is the quickest way to end up with a wardrobe full of clothes but nothing to wear. Next is sale syndrome, a condition characterized by the following symptoms: the sudden need to purchase, a lack of reasoning to make said purchase, the desire to buy anything as long as it's on sale, and the need to eliminate FOMO. Whether it's Black Friday, Boxing Day sales in the UK, or end of season sales, isn't it funny how as soon as a perceived discount is available, we suddenly have the urge to buy all of this stuff we had no idea we needed, or else we'd be missing out? In some cases this might be true, but I say perceived because the discount is only really a discount if it's for something you were genuinely going to buy anyway, or if the price wasn't strategically raised beforehand, making the sale price suspiciously close to the original price you would have paid. But let me not get started on that. If you weren't planning to buy anything in particular before the sale, it's costing money you wouldn't otherwise have spent. Now, if the sale prompted you to think of something you actually need but overlooked, then fair play. But generally, the best treatment for sale syndrome is to have a clear game plan on what it is you specifically need or want to buy. Then once you do, question whether you actually love the item or are just buying it because it's cheaper. Being clear on the return policy for the store you're buying from is a quick and easy way to avoid the pain of being stuck with items you don't want because A, you missed the return window. How many of you have experienced thinking you had 28 days to return a purchase only to realise too late it was 14, or even 7, or you had 28 days but it crept up on you so quick that you still missed it? No! B, you didn't know the sale item you bought had a shorter return window than non-sale items, or wasn't eligible for return at all, and C, you didn't realise the store had an exchange-only policy. It's also worth checking when the return window even begins. Is it from the order, shipping, or delivery date? And also for any items excluded from the return policy, like swimwear or pierced earrings for example. And if you want to go a step further, find out if online returns are free, since many retailers now charge for return shipping, sometimes without the ability to return the item in store. The next shopping mistake is buying a placeholder for the thing you really want. So you've got a wishlist item you've been lusting over for a while. Let's say for argument's sake it's this oversized blazer from the Frankie shop. At over £300, it's not the cheapest blazer out there, and over time you've picked up a number of similar, more affordable versions that are nice enough but don't quite scratch the itch your original wishlist item gave you. Now you're left with a bunch of blazers you kind of like that have collectively cost you more, but you still want the Frankie shop blazer. An effective fix for this is to get acquainted with the item you want and try to understand what exactly it is you love about it. In this example, it could be the shape, the way it hangs or fits on your shoulders, the length, or maybe the fabric composition. If you do decide to try a similar item, keep these factors in mind so you can make a more informed decision. But ultimately, it might be best to hold off for a bit longer until you can get what you really want, within reason. There are 3 parts to being a changing room rookie. The first is not being equipped to make the most of your try-on session, aka not wearing a changing room friendly outfit for the items you plan to try on. Look at you all planning stuff. This could include footwear you can easily slip in and out of if you're trying on different pairs of jeans or trousers. It could also mean wearing an appropriate base layer to try on with jackets, or a strapless bra to try on with certain tops or dresses, for example. The second is being hung up on a particular size instead of focusing on the fit of a garment once it's on. Sizing varies between brands and even within the same brand, so trying on more than one size may help you find the best fit. And the third part is not trying on the item at all. I get it, you don't have time and your battery's running low. But not doing so will increase the likelihood of you taking it home and getting swept away with life while that cheeky return window clock is ticking. Spending just a few minutes to try something on, even if slightly inconvenient in the moment, will save you time, money, and disappointment in the long run. You ever try on an item you know you want, then look at yourself sideways in the mirror and think, "I'm not sure if I like this." This is the uncertain item. You want it, you planned for it, but it's not quite what you imagined. At this point, I would try to figure out why. For me, when this happens, there are typically one of 2 things going on. The first is, it may not be the right version of that particular item because of the fit, length, colour, etc. In which case, you may need to shop around. And the second is the context is missing. Anyone watching who wears makeup will know what I mean when I say trying on an item of clothing removed from the context in which you would wear it is like trying on a bold lipstick with no other makeup on your face. Quick pause. I know, there are no rules when it comes to makeup, but there are a whole bunch of us who are not pulling that off. If you know, you know. It's hard to get a true sense of how the item will typically look when you do wear it. Try to resolve this by referring to point number 5 and not being a changing room rookie. But if you need to take it home to try on with other things you'd expect to wear it with, then do that. And don't forget to style the item while you're at it. A roll here and a tuck there can work wonders. Then, if still uncertain, while standing in this outfit, I would ask myself, would I wear this tomorrow or next week? i.e., will it effortlessly slot into my wardrobe as it is right now? If the answer is no, I return it. And if the answer is yes, then I challenge myself to wear it on a specific date in the very near future. Social media ads, influencers, trends, celebrities, take your pick. It's easy to repeatedly see something everywhere, think you love it, and have to have it now. But giving into these impulses without consideration could result in completely overlooking your personal style and buying something that doesn't feel right for you. Take even just a little bit of time to determine if you actually really like this item or are just being influenced to be part of the next trend. 2 effective ways to do this are: 1. Pause on the purchase. Some say for at least 24 hours, others say 48. I say if you can stretch it for even longer, then all the better. There are some items I've left for weeks or months, even years for some pricier purchases. And 2, while you're on pause, question the item in question. Where am I going in this? Is it really my style? Will it go with other pieces in my wardrobe? Do I have something similar already? If it makes sense, then go for it. But if the math is not mathing, you'll probably end up with an impulse purchase that you'll wear once and regret buying. I once bought a linen blend cream-coloured trench coat I really liked, but it had very restrictive care instructions I didn't pay close enough attention to. Now, I was never going to do anything crazy like chuck it in the washing machine, but was so sure that spot cleaning it with a damp cloth when needed would be absolutely fine. What could possibly go wrong? Watermarks. Watermarks is what went wrong. If I had bothered to pay attention, I would have seen that in addition to being a dry clean only item, the care label explicitly stated, "Do not rub isolated stains." It was all laid out for me in black and white, yet there I was, several water stains later. To avoid this unfortunate type of outcome and being stuck with a damaged item you either can't or can't be bothered to repair, pay close attention to the care instructions when purchasing and make sure you're happy with what they will entail. Though I'm sure you'll do a better job at reading the label than I did. The next point is about taking steps before your shopping to determine what you already own, so you can avoid buying needless multiples of the same item already hanging in your closet. This could be through taking stock of your wardrobe by creating an inventory, and also by decluttering your closet and seeing what you're left with. Not doing this may result in you forgetting what you already own, and since we tend to gravitate towards certain styles we like, I'm looking at you, Stripy Top, we end up unintentionally buying duplicates, much to the dismay of our wardrobe and bank account. It may be helpful to take a regular inventory of your wardrobe, say every season, so you know where the gaps are and what you already have enough of. You know the type of day. You rushed out in the morning and unintentionally missed breakfast. Or perhaps you were so busy you mostly had to work through lunch, but you want to squeeze in a quick shop before you get home from work and have something more substantial to eat. The thing is, before you get to this meal, you're probably going to be feeling tired and hangry, and more likely to make a rash decision as a result. This could be because while in this distracted state, you're not in tune with how you really feel about an item, or because you just want to hurry up, make the purchase and get home so you can eat, chill and go to sleep. In this type of instance, having a snack in your bag can be quite helpful, but if you're not able to grab a bite to eat beforehand, avoid this rush type of shopping by deferring it to another day if you can. There's a risk this may not be the most reliable purchase, but instead one that's just burned a hole in your wallet. Bottom line, there are so many factors that can make the most well-intentioned shop go off the rails and cost you a lot more than you anticipated or hoped in time, money, and energy. Taking even just a couple of the points here that resonate with you most and giving them some attention can make a world of difference. Let me know in the comments which of these you felt the most and any shopping mistakes you would add to the list. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one.